Good evening and welcome to Q&A. Tonight's panellists are noted child psychologist Charlotte Claxton, Dean of Education at ACU Tom Mackey, Minister of Education Morgan Wern, Prime Minister Jared Leaves. Today's classrooms are the new generation that have been born into a technological world. Students have studied, lived and learnt with technology. Tonight's first question comes from our Twitter feed and it says, is technology the future of education? Morgan, would you like to respond to that?
Yes, thank you, Tony. As Education Minister, it is my job to know what students need to improve learning and involvement. Mary Burns shows that there is a contradictory evidence with the benefits of technology in the classroom.
Well, I'd like to draw your attention, Education Minister, to the Software and Information Industry Association's report, which says that technology has increased student achievement, enhanced their self-concept, enhanced attitudes towards learning, and improved interaction between educators and students.
I will give you that, but Julia Klaus studies prove that technology is not used appropriately in the classroom. Students need concrete, physical work so that they can cater to the 8 ways of learning. This is a study presented by Dr. Tony Noble.
And I agree with you there, but Jonason has said that when used appropriately, technology can become a mind tool to facilitate higher order thinking and critical thinking.
Well, Catherine Moyle's studies prove that there is no evidence that shows outcomes were met or improved upon with the use of technology in classrooms.
Yes, and I understand that, and Hattie states that currently computer-assisted instruction does not have a great effect on the effect sizes on learning improvement. However, this is rising as technology becomes more interactive, engaging, and generally better designed. And in the future, technology could be the most important thing on effect sizes.
Look, in my opinion, it does not and cannot be our future.
I completely disagree. I think that we have to make technology our future.
Would you like to respond?
Yeah, thank you, Tony. This is such an important part of Australian society and a thing we really need to talk about. If I was just to reiterate the point from the Education Minister earlier.
Sorry, Mr Prime Minister, if I could just cut you off there. I think that you and your government are being incredibly naive on this matter. It sounds like to me that if you had your way, we'd do away with technology altogether. Technological skills are essential for 21st century students, which is a point backed up by the Australian Educational Review of 2010. You're no doubt aware of the new ACARA curriculum, Mr Prime Minister. Technology is thoroughly and comprehensively embedded throughout those documents. You simply cannot ignore the fact and the influence that technology is going to have in future classrooms. Teachers, Mr Prime Minister, are still going to be teachers. Their role will evolve, however, as the technology around them evolves.
Absolutely, I'll give you that point. But let me tell you about a study that's been held in the US and UK in the recent
Well, we're
months.
not interested in the US, we're in Australia.
Okay, well let me have a look at an example from Australia. If we have a look at Paris Cohen's expose over in Western Australia on the education system over there in recent weeks, she outlines clearly that the Western Australian government spent over $47 million over a 6-month period, on software updates and the rollout and implementation of these new technologies. Now that is just an unsustainable amount for Western Australia, and if we were to take these and put it across the entirety of Australia, it would be an unsustainable amount for the entire nation. Now it's my job as Prime Minister to run the country effectively, and if I was to undertake a project like this, it would be classed as economic mismanagement. Now I'm aware we're running out of time here, but I just have to say, technology has a place in the Australian education sector. However, the fact is we can't make it the focus point.
Thank you to all our panellists. Good night.